Hey guys, back again, and now we're going to start building, or at least making the setup of this application. So we have, let me go to the code. No, that's not it, it's this one. I always get confused about that. So right now let's go to app routing, that module, and I'm going to just change this so we don't have the main module. Okay, seems I forgot that. Okay, so we will need to clear again this because it's big as hell. And let's say ng generate component main. So let's generate that. And we need to go through again. I thought I had that. Well, seems I forgot as usual. So it's going to complain, hey, dude, you don't have this. What the hell? Okay, so we will need to add the main dash routing that module that is, and that is what I get from trying to make this faster. Main that module that is. Okay, now I will just add the next information. Okay, you just need to copy this, don't worry too much about it. I have already explained how to do this. So it also has the forms module. Oh yeah, yeah, because I have the form there. Okay, and we just save and everything goes right. Nice. So we have the book and the main components and also the state that we created before. So let's go now to app component.html, and now they give us a ton of crap. So we will need to select everything and add a div with a class container. We have this simple navigation. Let's show it there. A simple navigation with only the Akita books that is going to go to the main route. And of course, since we have the navigation, we have the router outlet there, and let's just save. And if we go, okay, this is not running, and you serve. So let's do that and wait for this to serve. Let's wait. Okay, let's move that there. And for some reason, it's taking ages to only serve that. Okay, that seems fair. So let me just move some things on my other screen. That freaking git bash is so fucking big, and also my console is the same width and the same font size, so it's going to be the same if I do that. So this is already sorry. So you can see we have these Akita books, and let's see if we have any errors. Yep, because my component and the other one is part or are part of the. Okay, this happens because I didn't set the routing initially, so everything was shoved inside the app component. No, sorry, app module. And now we start with the right clicking. Nice. So we remove those and we remove this one and remove this one. So let's save that, and you can see they even add Akita Dev Tools. We didn't need to do this, so that's awesome. Main works, and the other route is going to appear when we click on the book details button, so we don't have that yet. So let's go, and I have a file and I will create this. So you will only need to copy this, or of course I will add the repo. So what I'm going to do is to create a new file. Let me just go so I don't fuck anything. New text document, and this one is called, let me see, books. that data .ts. Yes, I want to do that. Okay, and we can go back to VS Code. Okay, it is placed there in the bottom. So I'm going to paste this. This is just something that you can find also in the internet. So I will, at the end, or maybe at the beginning, we'll leave you the URL, sorry, the URL, so you can see which application I'm based on. This is also the same information that they have. So what I found that, well, this is a great example of how to do it, but of course I have to edit a few things in order to use the latest versions of Akita and Angular. So, and also to add more into that to make it complete, so we could see all the how to handle all the methods. Okay, so you can see we have the export if I want. Okay, if I can, sorry, export constant books. This is an array of objects. You can add all this, whatever. You can add only ID, name, author, price, years. That is an array. Just add some dummy information. And okay, if you want to copy this, let me go to view or wrap. But I'm not sure if you want to copy all this paragraph. So let's go scroll down there and there. Okay, just add some of the basics, and we will add this inside the state in order to match these properties. So we have that, and we will go inside the model. So we have the state book model.ts, and you can leave this as number or string or use the ID. In the tutorial I followed, they added, I think it was that one, or I don't know, I can't remember if it was another one. What they did is to import the ID from Datorama Akita, sorry, I don't know what I said, Datorama Akita, and set it to this ID, not IS, to this ID, okay? But you can leave it as a number string and it's not going to matter. So here we don't need to do anything else. Everything is going to mark as a partial. It's going to be marked as a partial. So all this is going to be marked as optional. So that's nice. So we don't have to worry about that. Let's close all this. This one, the module, the other module. And okay, this is the app HTML. So, and this is the routing. So we have everything. So if you haven't copied that, just copy that. So nice. Now let's take a look at the query. So inside the query, we don't have to do anything. It's going to allow us to use the query methods. Okay. So right now we don't have to do that. We don't have to edit anything there. And also inside the store, we don't have to do anything here. So don't worry about that. Now, inside the service, we need to do something. So this is not a ton of code, so okay, that should be fine. So I have an injectable ID HTTP client. We have the bookstore. We are on, not only, sorry, also, you know, I'm so fucking bad at speaking. Books query. From books query, this is the file that you can see here. Let me click that so you can see it. Books.query. So we're going to import that because we want the query methods. We're going to use a map to from, okay, let's add it here. I don't know why I always, because I'm following something and I start adding and I don't realize that I already have the RxJS operators and other things that I can import in the same line. So also I'm going to use timer from RxJS, and remember that I added or you should have a books that data that you cannot find that. Why you cannot find that? So let me see. Okay, because it should be inside the source, right? There. Do you like that? So I just want to, well, just let me check. So it isn't, well, let's wait for this to load. What the hell is going on? Okay, for some reason Windows doesn't want to cooperate. And I hate this thing. Okay. For some reason my okay. Let's leave this shit there and let's continue. So after that is fucking or stops fucking with me. You know, I like Windows, you know, but some things that happen inside this are just like, dude, really? What are you doing? So let's double click this. Angular Akita, source. We have the books, and let me find that where that is inside. Okay, it's inside the app. Sorry about that. We need to move it now inside the app. Let's hope it doesn't crash again. And okay, we have it there. It needs to be inside the app. Sorry guys, I just didn't realize that. I just thought it was inside the root of the application. But now we have the books data that since it's inside the app, we can find it. Just minimize all that is here. Okay, so we have that already imported. So we're going to work there in a second. Well, not there, but in the main. But let's add already what we need to do. And I'm going to copy this because we have the bookstore and we only need one more thing here, that is the books query that is being imported from the query file that we added. So let's place it there so it looks cute. Now we're not going to use the get, so this is where things go pretty funky. Well, not that much actually. We're going to use the get, but we're not going to use an API. And this is one of the first tutorials I do on which I'm not setting an API. I usually do it because I think it's better, but in this case, for Akita, we're going to use it like this because this is a new thing. So let's go from the basics up. So we're going to use timer. Now it's time to type some code. We're going to use timer and say 1000, that means 1 second. Then we're going to use the pipe, not pipe, but pipe. We're going to use map2, and we're going to use books, that is our books. Let me go scroll up. I'm importing that as books. Well, we have importing the so let me show you that. We have the constant books, so we are importing that and coming from books data. Nice. Everything should be fine there. Now, from this, we're going to subscribe because using map2, we're going to set it in order to map through all the books. So we can subscribe to this and say books. Now, let's add an object or a function, an arrow function, and I already have my bindings up again. This, that bookstore, you can see we have the bookstore from the store. Here, the store is exporting the, let me see, the bookstore. So, we're going to set the books as they show us here, that we need to set inside the bookstore the entities. So we use set in order to map those entities inside the state. So we add a semicolon there for code log and console that log. So here we can, let's do this because we want to see what the hell is going on. Bookstore, because it's always useful to know where on or how we can reach this information. So this information is inside a store value. So we have this property inside the bookstore, and I don't know why most of the tutorials don't add this, because it's pretty useful to see what the hell is going on. And inside we have these entities, so this is going to show us, or this should show us, the books. So in this case we're going to add all the information, so we can just keep this in one video and then move, because you know, to connect this service with the rest of the Angular application is pretty simple. It's just something that we have been doing before. So now we're going to add a new function here, because we can add it, get book, because you can see we have only the add, update, and remove, but we cannot get a simple a single book. So let's do it, because why not? Because we are here to learn, so we should learn everything, right? Or at least how most of the things work, in order for us to move this to a bigger application, or to, you know, at least understand how to set up all the basic CRUD operations. You can call it like that, CRUD operations inside this state management. So that, remember that we have the books query, right? And we can check, does this has what I'm looking for? So what I'm looking for is the entity inside this store that uses this ID. Now let's say we want to return that. After getting this entity, we're going to receive a true or false, okay, kinda, and we can say if we have this entity, then return it using this that bookstore, not book query. And in order to select the entity, you can see we have this has entity select active, but we're going to use select entity, and inside match the ID that we want to select, because we already know inside this if statement on line 36 that there is an entity with that ID. And let's save that in. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I was going to say something stupid, but don't mind about that. Now this is going to stay the same. We're going to pass a book, and we're going to add it. So this is an object. Okay, this book is an object. Now the update is going to be the same, because this is just a basic application, so most of the things are going to be kind of pretty basic. This type bookstore that update using the ID, and the book is going to set everything from the book object as a partial, as an optional. So we use the ID and the object in order to update. And we're going to change the remove to be this that bookstore that remove, because we already had that, but let's type it again. Parse int, because this is important, we need to set this as an integer. Okay, so I'm missing something here, or what the hell? So let's, argument of type ID is not assignable. Okay, so I already have that. So let's say ID only. Let's see. Nope. Okay. We might need to parse it. We might not need to do it. What I built before, I needed to parse this, but we will see, because it seems that it doesn't want to parse it. Okay, no, sorry. I'm so fucking stupid. Why the because I changed this to any. I don't want this to be an ID from Akita. I want this to be just a simple object that we can use. Oh, fucking right clicking there. Sorry guys if that disturbs you. Console, that log, but I'm going to throw this fucking mouse to the wall, into the wall. In, yeah, around Saturday. Right now I need it because this is not as the clickings are not as loud as the other wireless mouse that I have, so I actually need this for the next few days, and then I can just fucking destroy it. I don't know if you can hear the wind. Wind is blowing hard. Well, bookstore, man, sometimes this is bookstore, so we can console now the store value. Okay, did I say store value here? Because I might. Okay, I was right. And entities, so we can see the changes again inside this. Look at that. I'm oh, okay. So sorry if that bothers you, but I haven't added or recorded anything for the channel, so I want to record this. And since this is also a pretty basic application, just to show you how this thing works, and well, I guess it's fine. So okay, so let's leave it here. We've been doing this for 22 minutes now, so let's leave it here, and we already have all the functionality inside the service, the books.service.ts that Akita created for us. And in the next video, we're going to start adding this inside our components. We're going to start with the main in order to complete the application. So see you in the next one.